You can shoot all of this.
And I think I'm gonna start looking within 600 yards of roads, of access points. Well, good morning from the great state of Wisconsin. I just got back from running around in a different state for a couple days. Found some good deer. Excited to get back there, but I'm jetted back up here, and I got 4 days to get it done. That's, I think, all the time that I'm gonna have left in Wisconsin is these 4 days. It's finally feeling like fall. Finally got cold enough. It's 46 degrees right now, so I actually got a hoodie on and I'm pretty excited. It's been in like the 80s and just really, really hot this year. And I just drove past a bunch of cornfields and they're starting to cut them all, which is huge because these bucks, they'll just bed in the corn. And well, it's private, so there's nothing I can do to get onto it. I'm hunting a piece of public next to it, so I'm hoping that with them cutting all this corn that's around here that it's going to push a lot of those deer back into the public. And I know there's some decent bucks in here. I'm not going to be super picky. Just want to go with whatever's getting my heart pumping. It's like 8:45, almost 9 o'clock, I think. Yeah, and these day winds are slowly starting to pick up. But I want to scout some of this stuff. Not gonna be the best footage if I end up running into a buck, but I do have a GoPro I can put on my head, and then I think I'm gonna find a way to strap that GoPro to my bow or something. But I think I'm gonna just scout around, see what I can find. I know there's bucks bedded in here somewhere. I just don't know where. I mean, this marsh is huge, and there's just buckthorn just kind of everywhere, and there's just random clumps of bushes everywhere. So I mean, they could be bedded really anywhere in here. But I just want to move around. I know there's some more scrapes that are farther to the north, and I want to see if those are hit harder or not. Because my, I guess with this whole thing is that these bucks are bedded farther north, and by the time they get here, it's just too late. It looks like a pretty tore up scrape. That's really fresh. That was this morning. That scrape is really tore up. I mean, that is tore up. He ripped that whole one out of the ground. In that tree, you can shoot all of this. I mean, what is that? "30 yards that tree. Get up in that pine tree, I'd never even see you. You could shoot these freaking highways in here." I'm just speed walking my way out of this place, and got way back in there. I mean, just super deep back in that bedding. Super nice. A lot of deer going through there.
Never saw like too many tall rubs. Never found any huge tracks. Definitely some nice ones. I'm sure there's some decent bucks moving back there, but it is a ways in there. And like I said, I only got 4 days. And of course, you know, right when I start getting all the sign, it start looking good. I start looking at trees. Get into this one section, I look up and I see a saw cut on a tree branch. I'm like, all right, well, someone sat there and it looks like it was from this year. And I turn and look over and there's a cell cam 20 feet up the tree. Not saying that there's not big deer back there or shooters back there, but I don't know. I feel like that buck in North Dakota I shot was 200 yards from the road. 2 of the giants that we found in Kansas were less than a half mile. And I just found this bush that is just tore to shreds. Nothing crazy high. I mean, like belly button height, so definitely a decent buck. But it's tore to shreds, and there's some old scrapes on this tree line back behind me. Nothing fresh. I didn't walk super far, but I mean, this is 400 yards from the road maybe. So I think I'm almost gonna completely flip what I usually do and what a lot of guys do. I feel like now, just with technology, with cell cams and YouTube and doing what I'm doing here, I feel like a lot of guys, you know, between saddles, lightweight platforms, the backpacks, cell cameras, like all this technology and tools that you can use essentially to be a better hunter, is making it easier for guys to get farther and farther back. But I think I'm gonna flip my thinking around, and I think I'm gonna start looking within 600 yards of roads, of access points, and instead of like getting there and just kind of taking the trail that everyone goes the natural way, just get to the parking lot and just like hard right, hard left, whatever it may be, and start checking some of this stuff. Because I mean, this isn't far. There's a public bean field up here. I don't think he's hitting this during the daylight, or if he is, it's like first thing in the morning or right before shooting light. But there's a marsh back behind me, and not a whole lot of trees, but a bunch of stinging nettle in there, and they browse on this stinging nettle like crazy. So I think he might be bedded back in there. Potentially could be bedded back in there. I mean, this could be at midnight too, but this is really fresh sign within the last week or so. Good to see. I'm gonna just keep moving around. I gotta go pick up that meat. It's about 10:30 right now, so I want to get out there, get that picked up, and still be able to get in and scout with day winds. And if I could be sitting by 5 o'clock, that'd give me like hour and a half or so to hunt. So I like this though. I'm gonna pin it on Onyx, and I'm gonna scout my way out, see if I can find a scrape, potentially beds, might bump them, who knows. But just speed scout my way out, and might find something else. But something to think about these days is, everyone's trying to get super far back now, and it might be worth looking close to the road. I've been getting some good luck with it. I've had the mentality of, trying to get away from guys and push way back, and now I think I almost need to be in plain sight, almost.
I feel really good about this spot because, one, there's a crop field that's to my south, and it was all standing corn, and they cut all that. So everything that was bedding in that corn more than likely ran to the north, and I got standing corn to the north still, and there's a bunch of just natural bedding that's to the north as well. And there's a bunch of trails with some creek crossings in front of me. There's some creek crossings behind me, and I can see the edge of that standing corn. And the edge of that field is actually the borderline for the public-private edge. But there's a bunch of stinging nettle and all this box elders, and they'll browse on that stinging nettle a lot. But I'm hoping that with them cutting that corn, pushing these deer back into there,
that now they're gonna come out to feed in that cut corn, and there's cut beans that way, and then there's other private fields that are cut as well. So I'm sure there's deer feeding out there, but there's a bunch of fresh rubs farther up, and then nothing crazy, but there were some decent scrapes up there. I think as the week continues, they're going to start to open up more and more. We're supposed to get a little more rain this week, so that should be nice. Help keep them bucks on scrapes. I'm just really excited. I love this type of hunting. I've never sat this tree, never sat this spot. No idea what's in here. I know just from years of history that there's some nice bucks out here. Never killed one out here though, so it would be an absolute blessing to put an arrow on one of these things out here. I'm soaked. Luckily, I was smart enough to bring another hoodie, and I just put that on. But it was pouring all night long, and it's been slowly clearing up over the last hour. It's already like 8 in the morning, and I had a coyote come through first thing this morning, but I haven't seen any deer yet. I'd like to get down and venture a little bit. Might push farther to the north a little bit more, where I know in the previous years there's been some bucks moving through that area around this time, so I might push up a little bit farther north. But I'm gonna ride it out till at least probably noon, 1 o'clock, and then depending on what I see, get down and adjust. But I'm excited to be in a tree. I'll be even more excited if I stick an arrow in one of these bucks that's running around. Should work. It's a decently fresh rub. This is still green. Even that wouldn't be a bad tree. I could get up into there, shoot all that. There we go. That's a decent scrape, and there's another one right there. Looks like there's another one right there. I might just be getting up in that tree. That looks like a nice scrape too. That's a big scrape. There's another scrape right there. There's 4 or 5 scrapes within 60 yards. Mosquitoes. And this one right here. God dang it. This one right here is just tore up. It's huge. And then there's another one about 10 yards in front of that one. And then another one probably 10 yards back. But there's the tree situation is definitely a little tricky. It's a bunch of box elders. So if you know anything about box elders, they're not exactly the straightest and most convenient for getting a saddle in, but there's one not too far away that I think I might be able to get up in. If not, the hard part is I'd like to be able to shoot to all 3 of these scrapes if I could. And with an east wind, it's gonna be blowing from that corn to me. I'm gonna go see what this tree looks like. See if I can get up in that one. If not, I think there's a tree over here that I could get up in. But with it raining all night and stopping at, 9 this morning or whatever it was, there's a high probability that there's going to be a buck up on his feet in daylight to come and freshen those things up. We got about 45 minutes left, but I don't know if I'll even make it that long. We got a pretty heavy overcast, so it might only be like 35, 40 minutes, but I still feel really good about it. The wind died down a bunch, which is going to help me a lot, because if they come from my left side, which is to the north, which is where I think they're going to show up from, all of a sudden they're just going to pop up at like 25 yards. So if I can hear them walking from a little ways, that's going to help a lot with just being able to get the bow and be ready, have the camera on. But my brother actually, he just got set up out here too. There's a scrape that I've been sitting a couple times this year, and I think it'd be pretty good, so he's out on the ground over there. Hopefully one of us can put an arrow on something.
shaking now. Oh my God. A decent buck. I've been surrounded with bucks the last 20 minutes. This is insane. That little one came in, was scraping like crazy, walked away. So I just did a couple little grunts just to see if I could get him over here to get some footage of him. And then all of a sudden I can hear something coming this way. And here comes a bigger buck. And he stops 20 yards away. He wasn't going anywhere. And I rushed it. And I put it right into his shoulder. But I think I hit hard. I think I blazed through that shoulder. Because when he ran away, it looked like half of my arrow was in him. And at the angle, oh man, I'm shaking like crazy. I think I heard him crash. The hard part is the direction he ran. He can go one of two ways. He can either go up to the right and run into private, which is standing corn, and I didn't hear him run through corn. Or he can run along the public and stay in the marsh. So I'm just praying that he didn't go up there. The good thing is if he does go up to that private, oh man, if he does go up to that private, I think the guy lives up there. So I should be able to go ask for retrieval permission. Oh my God, dude, I'm freaking... The giant I shot in North Dakota, I didn't shake this much. I don't know if it's because I'm wet, I'm cold, or what, but oh man.
I got my brother with me. He went and sat a different scrape line. He only saw a doe when he was walking in, but I got a drone coming, just because I only tracked for like the first 10 yards, but I didn't get a pass through, and I'm nervous I'm not gonna have any blood. I think I heard him crash. The good part is that there's standing corn on the private, and if you've ever heard a deer run through standing corn, it's obnoxious, and I didn't hear it. And I thought I heard him crash, and the direction he was running was like on an angle towards private, but it's like 250 yards to the edge if he stayed on that direction, so I don't believe he made it that far. Now, I'm just hoping that the canopy isn't too thick and that drone can pick him up. The reason why I'm using a drone and not a dog is in case he is alive, because we are so close to the border that if he's just bedded and he still is alive, that hopefully the drone doesn't bump him into private and I can just pin it and then come back first thing this morning and try to get in there on him, and hopefully he's dead. But he should be here in like 20 minutes or so, so we're just gonna hang out, listen to some music and reminisce. But I am not happy with that shot. I'm a better hunter than that. I should have waited. He wasn't going anywhere. Wind was perfect. Never smelled me. He probably would have kept walking towards that other buck and could have shot him perfectly broadside or quartering away. I don't know. The moment he stepped out, I think like in my head, I just thought he was dead already. I just got to be better at reading deer in that situation. I mean, that's all it is. Mistake on my end, and I'm gonna sit here and just reminisce with that. But just gotta wait and see what the drone says.
Yeah, there he is.
Sweet.
He's down.
There we go, look at that. And there will be light. We found him, and he's dead, which is huge. In Wisconsin, it's legal to use drones, so we took that to our full advantage. And like I said, the reason why I didn't want to get a dog is I didn't want to bump him if he was alive, because we were flirting with that public-private edge, but he is very much dead, and he's still on public. So now they're actually going to be gracious enough to come along for the recovery and help us drag out. I brought my brother with. That's who I was planning on making drag. But I'm excited. I'm even more excited to see exactly where I hit him and exactly how much penetration I got. There he is.
Stiff.
Yeah. Oh, I almost got a pass through. He might have pushed that through. Yeah, it went a little farther forward than I thought. I thought I shot him, if I had to guess, I thought I hit him like 2 inches lower, but I guess not. So I squeezed almost right in front of his shoulder. That's sweet, dude. He's even got like, started a little kicker. I've hunted this property for 4 years. That's the first buck I've killed out here. That's sweet, man.